The following is a true story. It was winter break about 5 years ago when I was visiting family in Los Angeles. My aunt's house was warm and familiar, filled with the usual sounds of laughter, the clinking of dishes, and the occasional hum of a television left on in another room. It was a two-story house with a wooden staircase that creaked slightly underfoot. One evening, I was heading to the bathroom on the second floor when I noticed my little cousin, April, sitting on the stairs. She was 4 years old, full of energy, and had a habit of entertaining herself in the most peculiar ways. That night, she was giggling and making exaggerated faces, stretching her mouth wide, scrunching her nose, and rolling her eyes. I paused, amused. "What are you doing, April?" I asked with a chuckle. She barely glanced at me before responding, "I'm copying the lady with the braid." That made me pause. I looked around. The hallway light cast long shadows, but we were the only ones there. I frowned. "What lady?" April pointed up toward a wooden beam that ran parallel to the stairwell. I followed her gaze but saw nothing except the beam itself, a dark strip of wood blending into the ceiling. I felt an odd chill creep up my spine. "What is the lady doing?" I asked, keeping my voice light. April grinned. "Making funny faces." I smiled, shaking my head at her imagination. I turned to continue up the stairs, but then April spoke again. This time, her words made my skin prickle. "Her braids are around her neck." I stopped mid-step. The air suddenly felt heavier, thick with something unseen. Slowly, I turned back to her. "What did you say?" April looked at me, still grinning innocently, and pointed again to the beam. "The lady is hanging by her braid. She's making funny faces." She tilted her head back slightly, her mouth opening and closing in a way that made my stomach drop. That's when I realized April wasn't just making silly faces. She was mimicking the unmistakable expression of someone gasping for air. A wave of cold ran through me, stark and undeniable. My heart pounded as I stared at her, at the empty space above the stairs, and then back at her again. I wanted to ask more, but a deep, unsettling instinct told me I didn't want to know the answer. I scooped April up quickly. "Come on," I said, my voice shaking slightly. "Let's go find your mom." As I carried her down the stairs, I felt a strange weight pressing on me, as if unseen eyes were watching us leave. And though I never saw anything myself, I never quite shook the feeling that something or someone had been there all along. If you like this story, leave a like in the comment section, and be sure to subscribe to stay up to date on future videos.